party. Yo, boom. This is special legend. Sniper. Alright. Ital sound. Covenant child. You don't know, say, them are the best in Africa. Them are the best in the whole wide world. Them are the best in the universe. It's all about Ital sound. I am sing. It's all about Ital sound. Him are the best. Covenant on the wheel.
Wake up in the morning, me will rise and get up. Me will give thanks and praise to me Father for the favor. Grab a little water and swoop me start but up and make sure me shoes them girdless up. Okay. Well, you know, so these are the big and bad rhymes are right here, and you don't to Ital sound will come in and child. Don't change the view, cause if you do, you lose, okay?
Yo, the fire blaze. Come in and child. Blessed, blessed. Ital sound. Film us up.
Selassie, it's another party, so baby don't you worry. Yo, some niggas are then Ital songs. Yo, Ital songs. Ital songs. We Covenant child. I want me set yo from Ghana, GH to Nigeria. Better know Ital songs straight with Covenant child. Don't know respect. Cause I want don't play.
Ital sounds.
Keep watching Ital sounds.
We say so.
We say so. Booyah.
Bad man life no nice. Me pay the price. When you got jail, no bail. The judge said 30 years to life. He took me like a knife. Brother, can't believe I saw it unfold. No parole. Me I go live and die in this place. What a run down my face. Now I go see my daughter, my baby mother. I feel loyal to my brother. Still now got my yard. Survive another day. Thank you, Lord. Cause prison never make for dog. Prison never make for dog. DJ Fresh Records. Cold-blooded murderer. Cold-blooded murderer. Me brother link me from prison and tell me say a floor him asleep. Him tell me say a floor him asleep. Him say one cell a 3 man fate. Dirty water, cockroach, panic, concrete. Oh God. So him said, China, come here, charge it. Him said, China, come here, charge it. If you don't be where we make a hand me. So China, come here, charge it. Him said, China, come here, charge it. Him said, please, no come here, charge it. If you don't be where we make a hand me. So China come here, shine. Now we wish he never squeeze the trigger. Wishing a life he was a easy nigga. Yeah. Sunday evening him a eat him dinner. Family time while him liquor data teach him silver. But a gang wear him shoes, wrong wear him shoes. Him and him friend them shoot up people barbecues. 7 o'clock prime time I him dep on the news. Yellow tape on the avenue. Know him a ball. And I said, China, come here, charge it. Him said, China, come here, charge it. If you don't be where me make a hand me. So China, come here, charge it. Him said, China, come here, charge it. Him said, please, no come here, charge it. If you don't be where me make a hand me. So China, come here, charge it. Let me tell you about prison. When the time cold, no girl no dead, so fi squeeze you. And if you don't have nobody fi visit you, you have to name the prison food when no carry season. Wanda bus me life up on the continent. She say out the road, me baby mother say me just with it. I wish I could have turned back the hands of time. Me wouldn't dare, so I do no time now. So him said, China, come here, charge it. China, come here, charge it. If you don't be where me make a hand me. So China, come here, charge it. Him said, China, come here, charge it. Him said, please, no come here, charge it. If you don't be where me make So China come here charge Cold-blooded murderer. Cold-blooded murderer. Me brother link me from prison and tell me say a floor him asleep. Him tell me say a floor him asleep. Him say one cell a 3 man fed. Dirty water cockroach pan the concrete. Oh God. So him said China come here charge. Him said China come here charge. If you don't be where me make a hand me. So China come here charge. Him said China come here charge. Him said please no come here charge. If you don't be where me make a hand me. So China come here charge.
Bad man life no nice. Me pay the price.
Spider-Man up on your TV.
It's your boy Nice, aka Top Son Nestor.
MC Shakara in the building. My name is Shakara.
My name is OJB Jezreel.
Funny storyteller.
Me no fly, me no laba laba.
Ja Rasta Fried Rice Celestia.
When you're watching
Ital Sound.
So Ital Sound.
Keep it locked down.
Well on, remember that night when me catch you sending those texts.
Alright, nice to do some people. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Ital Sound on Rhythm FM Network. We'll be having an interview, with a woman who mentored Fela Kuti even without knowing it. Nice and decent people, give me great joy and pleasure to bring to you live on radio. Former lover, responsible for changing and bringing black consciousness to Fela. Nice and decent people, welcome. I bring to you with joy and pleasure, Sandra Izsadore.
Well, thank you for having me.
Welcome to Ital Sound on Rhythm FM Network still. Welcome. Back in the day, your name used to be Sandra Smith.
I was born Sandra Smith.
Boom. So when did you, permit me to use the word, metamorphose? Isidore.
Okay.
How did that happen?
Well, I had this band called In Trance, and I had a friend by the name of Isidore, spelled differently.
Okay.
So I thought entrance, Isidore, to change.
All right. Fair enough. Welcome to the show. All the same, welcome to Nigeria. You came to perform Celebration.
Of course.
You lived in Nigeria for back in the day in Fela's place for 3 to 4 months?
Longer than that. I was an illegal alien.
What was the experience living in KK? When I say,
Calacuta.
Boom.
Yes.
Boom. That's the acronym. What was the experience like living with all the other women and stuff? What was share your experience with that?
It was liberating. Mm-hmm. It was informative because I was learning about the culture. Taught to me by Fela.
Okay.
So I truly enjoyed the whole Calacuta experience. Mm-hmm. Music every day. There was never a day without music. And then the live entertainment at night. Now, who wouldn't like that, especially if you like music? So it was fun. And like I said, liberating, and it just helped me to become a little bit freer.
But when did you acquire your black consciousness?
Ooh.
Who made you? Who's responsible for bringing you to that stage in your life?
I would say my spiritual guidance.
And who would that be?
That would be God in my book. But it's not. See, my parents had reared me in Christianity. But the rude awakening of moving into an all-white neighborhood and us being the only black family on the block, I only had little white kids to play with. And it was these children who more or less expressed the feelings of their parents. And not only expressed the feelings of their parents, But when I saw television, I saw no positive images of black people. Black Americans were in the kitchen, or they were stable hands, and if I saw Africans, they were running from Tarzan. So I had no positive image, but innately I knew that there was more. So I figured the only way, by the age of 12, I realized I'm going to have to meet an African man to teach me. So I was just praying
and waiting.
I prayed
and hoping.
I prayed and
did you fast?
Yeah, I did back then.
Because
I haven't
in this part of the world, after praying, fasting must follow.
Back in the day, yes, I did fast and pray because, like I said, I moved. The reality of television and the neighborhood was my first awakening because my parents never told me or taught me about racism in America. And then I progressed from that to my cousin Aubrey, who was a Black Panther. And he always wore his hat, his beret, and his leather jacket. So it was some of the Panther members coming to our home that I began to hear. And then the civil disturbance happened in Los Angeles, which they call the Watts Riot, and that was an eye-opener. And then it progressed on to the Panther Party and me attending meetings. And I just, I was seeking knowledge and they were giving it. And strangely enough, it was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and his teachings, they started teaching us because you weren't going to get it in school and you still don't get it in school.
True.
So you have to seek your own knowledge because if you listen to his story, you'll never learn our story. So you have to research. And there's enough information out there today to keep you informed to our story.
So after all of this, you were hoping, you were praying that you would meet an African man.
Yes.
And then who would bring you closer to Mama Land.
Right.
And then in 1969, boom, comes Fela.
Right.
What was that experience like?
It was wild.
Tell me about it.
Well, first of all, Fela was an urban African.
True.
According to TV,
True.
there were no urban Africans. They were all running from Tarzan.
According to television.
And I was
America.
educated by TV, so I didn't know that there was an urban side to Africa.
True.
And after meeting Fela, I saw that he was different, and I said, "Oh yes, here's my teacher." Yeah.
All right. Now, let me. You met Fela. I know a lot of people have asked you questions and stuff, and and Adam thing. Now, what brought you to reggae? I know you were trying to detach yourself emotionally, more like untying yourself with Fela's experience, in the sense that he's married. And you couldn't stay with him.
Right.
And I don't think you wanted to play second fiddle.
No, I didn't.
Or 28th fiddle.
No, it would have been at that particular time, I would have been the fourth fiddle. And I wasn't having it. And the thing about Fela, the reason how come he was able to control so many women is because he was a very truthful man. And what I find, a lot of men, they cheat and they lie. They cheat and they lie. They don't tell the truth. But if you can be open, if a man can be open with his woman and say, hey, then Fela was very open. And his thing was, if you want to be with me, this is the man who I am. I'm not trying to change. And besides, Fela was bigger than that. So it would have been very selfish of me to just want to demand his time solely, because he's an icon. He was sent here to do a job. He was a spiritual messenger, and he's come and he's done that job. So I would be very selfish not to accept. So I was very accepting of the culture as taught to me by Fela, because he taught me a man can have as many wives as he can afford to keep. So, and I accepted that because I was trying to learn the African way.
Okay.
And there are many women, even right now, American women that are trying to learn the African way.
True.
Right.
All right. So, what was that experience like in UK? And then you left, and you went to England, and then you met reggae.
And you know what?
What was that all about?
Once again, it was spiritual guidance. Because see, with Fela, it had all been political. It was a political awakening.
Emancipation.
Right. And then it was so happened that I was there in England recording with a group. Actually, at that time, I was writing. It was Conrad Isidore, who is a drummer, and he's played with just about all the top entertainers out of England. They all know Conrad. And it was during that time with Hummingbird that I happened to turn on the TV one night, and I saw this group playing a different type of music. And they were gonna play at the Speakeasy. So Ian Samwell, who was the manager at that time, took us all to the Speakeasy. And at that time, it was only 5 members. And they did Nyabingi. They did Nyabingi. I was blown away. The very next day, we were all in the studio together. So that's how I met Bob. And then when I heard his lyrics and the spirituality of his lyrics and what he was saying, I was like, yes. You know, it's all about change and uplifting our people throughout the diaspora. And what I have found, you know, not just black people, well, with black people, we're at the bottom of the rung. I don't care what country you go, except maybe in Africa. But once you're outside of Africa, we're at the bottom of the rung. Although I have found that there are whites, Latinos, Chinese that have embraced this music because they've heard what Fela said, and it applies to them too, because oppression, no matter where it is a bad thing.
Now, Sandra, you've met 2 icons. You've met Fela, Close Contact, and then you've met Bob Marley.
Close contact.
Close contact.
Right.
You're one lucky woman.
I say blessed.
True.
Now tell me, what similarities have you noticed or that you found in Bob Marley and in Fela? Is there any similarity?
Well, the first one that comes to mind, womanizers. And once again,
all them love women instead of saying womanizers.
Womanizers. You know, so the thing of it is when you have someone that big, and it would be very selfish of a woman to try to lock him down because he needs to spread the oats so everyone.
What about the one woman, one man thing?
Well, I was reared in monogamy.
Yeah.
And I saw the polygamous situation inside of Calcutta.
Okay.
And I don't know how Fela was able to, well, I know he could handle it. There was no question about it. He was handling it. But at the same time, I saw the problems with the wives. And it was only like 2, well, maybe 3 in particular, that they were so insecure. But most of the women were secure with themselves. So we had a sisterhood, we had a bonding, you know. So I had the life of freedom inside. These ladies, these African women taught me a freedom that I've expressed throughout my life now.
Yes, the master, ask one of this.
Yo, my name is Maggie. My name is Eric Abu, aka Vocal Slender.
Keep watching.
Ital Sound with Covenant Child. It's the best place to be if you're looking for original reggae music. And all you need to know about reggae is evolution, its growth, and where we're going in future. My name is Bisi Olatila.
And that me brother that. Boom! Love nobody. Yo, the fire blaze. Covenant Child. Blessed, blessed. Ital Sound.
Hi, I'm Sandra Izsadore, and I'm here with Covenant Child, rocking it with Ital Sounds. Best reggae right here in Nigeria.
Ital Sounds. Keep watching. Ital Sounds.
We say so.
We say so. Booyaka.
Yo, you don't know me here about no artist Gully Bop. Saying soon flap.
What is it? Big man. Are we eating, dog?
Yo,
he's a boy alkaline, you know.
Are you eating?
Alkaline. Yo, dog.
Wash, man.
Look at, yo, wait, what you say, dog? I'll do a thing.
Got to blink. No, got to blink. Right now.
Yo, got to blink. Yo, Gully Bop there. It's a bag of things. Yo, give him the phone. Yo, back.
When you done vices, you know, by 9:30, you know, you have 8 one reading. I think shot bass ram. Claims record. Boom. My God, and they know bad like me. All them a wanna they know mad like me. My God, and they know mad like me. All them a chat they know mad like me. Certain boy they know mad like me. They can't boast freestyle like me. Can't build new tune like me. Me no iron balloon, that's why me bust already. My you no know nothing about me. If you know something, then take it tell me. Took me to bad, now you no want to drape me. See me chase a punk, you no want call me. Well, like you a bad man, you no bad man for me. Well, like you tough, why you not tough like me. Right now, boy, you no bad like me. Boy, say you can't spell like me. Right now, you can't read like me. You a don't spot, but me a no any. All you watch it, you can't chat it like me. Alkaline check monkey for sentence at it. My God, and they no bad like me. All them a wanna they no mad like me. My God, and they no mad like me. All them a chat they no mad like me. Certain boy they no mad like me. They can't boast freestyle like me. Can't build new tune like me. Me no iron balloon, that's why me bust already. Maths and me English and me biology. Them can't test me from me technology. Oh, them pull me from my geography. Wickedest thing from social study. Come to school work, you know mad like me. Come to walk it tree, you can't climb it like me. Two summer shots and boom plate like me. With a boy you bad, then check say me a jet leap. Boy you bad and you know bad like me. We hear me bad bail if you afraid of me. We hear me sick public afraid of me. And if me dead right down junk you no want me. My God, and they no bad like me. All them a wanna they no mad like me. My God, and they no mad like me. All them a chat they no mad like me. Certain boy they no mad like me. They can't boast freestyle like me. Can't build new tune like me. Me no iron balloon, that's why me bust already. Squidgy was the dog when the dog did asleep. Draw with the curtain, me bust a one peep. No elite, watch a girl spread out asleep. Step past kid like Mr. Man Creed. Too bad wine, fling it up and lily. Whoop me up a your girl start skin a teeth. Y'all mind you wake up kid. If you wake up kid, me dead like parakeet. My God, and they no bad like me. All them a wanna they no mad like me. My God, and they no mad like me. All them a chat they no mad like me. Certain boy they no mad like me. They can't boast freestyle like me. Can't build new tune like me. Me no iron balloon, that's why me bust already. Well, like you rough, but you no rough like me. Well, like you tough, but you not tough like me. Right now, boy, you no bad like me. Boy, you can't love me, baby, mother like me. Scratch on the back of rubber belly like me. Make it tick and make it tack in the bed like me. Real off on me like a walk monkey. Took on me bed and then she buck bitch me. My God, and they no bad like me. All them a wanna they no mad like me. My God, and they no mad like me. All them a chat they no mad like me. Certain boy they no mad like me. They can't boast freestyle like me. Can't build new tune like me. Me no iron balloon, that's why me bust already. One go wax big up wood boat me. One go wax Michelin boat me. Act bounty kill and beanie man boat me. One go wax the whole of Grand Spend boat me. One go wax go to bling them boat me. One go wax the whole of Southside boat me. Down a jungle and down a rim about me. One go wax the whole of Sea View boat me. One go wax the whole of Waterhouse boat me. All you a talk you no bad like me. My God, I you no bad like me.